Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to go into our documentation basics or guidelines. And before we go into reading and going through this, I want to just give you a brief, big overview of what we're looking at, okay? So when our professionals walk in and out of the door, we want to make sure that we're documenting in a way that they get objective information that comes in a way that they can get in and get out. They get the information they want. So this process that we're doing helps them get that information quickly, efficiently, and professionally, so that they can do their job on their end. We're talking about social workers, we're talking about RNs, we're talking about doctors, we're talking about stuff that may end up in the helping with court and that kind of stuff. So it could even ultimately lead into like lawyers and those kinds of situations. So what we want to do is make their job easier, and what this does is it also brings to you, each one of you, job security. Because what happens is they say, oh my goodness, when I go to this home at Advanced Adult Care, I get the information I need, I get it professionally, I get it quickly. I want my people in this home, okay? So you guys are the front lines. So before we go into it more detail, what I want you to understand is it's the five senses. You know, what do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What are you touching? Those are the things that we want to have in our mindset when I'm talking through this. Okay, so now you've got the big picture and you understand where we're going with this and why we're doing what we're doing. When we go through this, the big thing that you need to understand is we're documenting mainly change. We don't want to be redundant and just document everything that we know so-and-so does. As an example, Sally Joe always eats 100% of her meals. Now, we're not going to go in and document Sally Joe ate 100% of her meals. What would be an example of a change if we know Sally Joe eats 100% of her meals? What would be off her baseline and a change?
Well, Sally only ate half.
If she doesn't eat normal, okay? The only exceptions to that rule would be, one, a doctor's order. Now, if a doctor orders it, then we will document it, okay? Or two, there's a change in condition, and the house manager deems it important to monitor it in order to get it to the doctor, okay? Okay, so there's other elements that can come underneath this too. Let's just say you as a caregiver notice something out of the ordinary, and it's a change. Just go ahead and document it. Okay? All right. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about that, or maybe even some examples that you guys have experienced where you felt it was important in change of condition in order to actually document something?
Well, I don't think it's important that you need to document they had a good day every day.
Exactly. I mean, most of us know, let's just say somebody are always very happy, outgoing, and upbeat, and then they have a bad day. Do we want to document that?
Yeah.
Yes. And then we'll learn how to do it in a way that's professional, and we get the information and get it clear, okay? All right. Any other examples of situations you guys have run into? Okay.
Well, a client may be having a blue day, feeling sad, and that's out of character for some people, but if they're consistently sad, how do you document the opposite way, that they were happy?
Yes. So as an example, they're having consistently behavioral or bad mood. Now, are we going to document that every day? No, we all know they have bad days. So what will happen is the doctors may look at medications, they may looking at what time of day it is it a disease that's coming under question, could be Alzheimer's.
Sundowning.
Yep, sundowning. It could be all kinds of situations that we obviously do not and will not diagnose. But it's important to document not just the time and the date, but let's just say they're working on a medication with them and it's working.
Oh,
So they're sad. But now all of a sudden they're really happy because they put them on this new med. We do want to document that for several days because the doctor's going to want to know what time is it working, how effectively is it working, is it just in the morning, do we need to increase it, you know, where's the levels that the doctor wants to put it at. So we're their what? Eyes and ears. We're the front lines, very important. The only thing they have to go off of is what we do. So, golden rule, if it's not documented,
It didn't happen.
It also would help to document on a good day, if that's an unusual thing, what surrounded that day that may have give us an indication, because a lot of times as managers, when we do our individual service plans, that's how we establish what our goals are for that client. If we establish that there's something that helped them and that there was a good response to it, we're going to put that in the individual service plan.